Hi folks, I hope you're well. Thank you for all the feedback and comments I've received um, from yesterday's video. It really means a lot to me, so thank you for that. One of the things I talked about is this feeling of exhaustion. How we all feel exhausted apparently, because that's been a very common theme in terms of the feedback and the comments I've received. Some people have asked me just to touch on that a bit and share my thoughts on that. And in terms of trying to be more intentional in structuring my life. Typically, in the mornings, I'll leave, drop off the kids, go to gym, come back, read a bit of philosophy, and then do nothing. Literally sit alone in a room with my thoughts and try and switch off. Actively try not to engage with the world. And I think that is so important to helping you find your energy again and to deal with this exhaustion. Why do I say that? I think there's something deeply unnatural about modern life and how we living it. Human beings evolved for connection, conversation, community, silence. Your ancestors were bored for long periods of time doing nothing. They didn't have their phones. Silence, nature, slow thinking. No one was late for a meeting for hundreds of thousands of years. And compare that to the environment that we living in now and growing up in now, the environment surrounding most people daily. It's noise, notification, outrage, performance, comparison, just endless stimulation, endless stimulation. And it never stops from the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed. People wake up and immediately enter psychological combat with the entire world. With the entire world. We're never meant to live like this. For most of our history, we lived in small communities. And social media, which is fantastic because it allows us to reach out to the whole world. But like I say, what the other side of that is that you're entering psychological combat with the entire world. News, algorithms, messages, financial pressure, social pressure, digital pressure, hour after hour, minute after minute, and then people wonder why they feel exhausted. And when you examine this, you realize that you're not physically tired. Many people are not tired physically anymore. They're just overstimulated psychologically. Their nervous system never fully rests. How rare is it for you to be bored, literally doing nothing, not watching anything, not scrolling, literally doing nothing? When does your nervous system fully rest? And why is that? Why is the world designed like that? It's because the modern economy depends on this. The modern economy depends on this, on overstimulating you, because calm people are difficult to manipulate. And that's not some pie in the sky conspiracy theory statement. The modern economy depends on this. Calm people are difficult to manipulate. A calm person buys less impulsively, reacts less emotionally, thinks more independently, needs less external validation. And that is dangerous for systems built around attention and consumption, which is the modern economy. It is a system built around attention and consumption. So the world constantly pulls people towards emotional reactivity. Fear, comparison, status anxiety, political outrage, artificial urgency. You're not late for anything. And slowly people lose the ability to just sit quietly with themselves and not even think, just sit quietly with yourself. That's one of the hidden crises of modern life. That's just my opinion. Many people no longer experience reality directly. They experience reality through stimulation, right? A beautiful dinner becomes content. A holiday becomes a performance. A thought becomes a tweet. A moment becomes something to upload. And I realize the irony of saying that while uploading a video myself. But that's the modern world. Nothing is fully lived anymore. Only documented, reacted to, consumed. And the psychological cost of that is enormous because that attention fragmentation eventually becomes identity fragmentation. People struggle to focus deeply, think clearly, reflect honestly, or build meaningful things over long periods of time. Their minds become conditioned for interruption. And that has consequences financially too, because wealth creation requires sustained attention over a long period of time. Wealth creation requires sustained attention over a long period of time. You cannot build mastery while constantly being distracted. You cannot build a business while being emotionally reactive. You cannot build wisdom while consuming endless noise that you can never apply. And perhaps most dangerously, you cannot hear your own thoughts clearly when the world is screaming at you constantly. And that matters because eventually I hope you get to realize that a large part of modern life is engineered to disconnect you from yourself, from silence, from clarity, from reflection, from depth. And if you lose those things long enough, you can become highly stimulated while slowly losing direction internally. And that's why peace is becoming so valuable in modern society. Guard your peace, not because it feels good, but because it allows you to think clearly, strategically, independently. And the Stoics understood this a very long time ago. Marcus Aurelius, who governed during war, political chaos, betrayal, plague, he governed during one of the most tumultuous times in history, and yet he kept returning to one idea repeatedly: guard your mind carefully. Because whatever controls your mind eventually controls your life. And that may be the defining battle of modern adulthood, of modern life. Not time management, not productivity, attention. Who owns it? Who owns your attention? Because that's who owns you. Don't allow the world to monetize your attention. Don't allow the world to compete for your attention. Because your attention becomes your thoughts become your actions become your character, and your character becomes your identity, who you are, your destiny. That's why emotionally regulated people will become increasingly more powerful in the coming years. I truly believe that. Because while everyone else lives reactively, they will stop and think. While everyone else chases stimulation, they will build. While everyone else burns themselves out emotionally, they will compound quietly. And maybe that's the real flex. Not looking busy, not looking rich, not looking important, but possessing something increasingly rare. And that is a calm mind in a world designed to destroy it.